This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 16 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit Reaper Apparel for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Oops, here on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Crispy Bacon, here with Big B. Big B, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. It's Monday. Baseball's in playoff mode. Football had a couple games on, but man, what can we say about this week in wrestling? I mean, this weekend was very good. Got a lot of touchy moments, I think, and then of course we'll definitely talk what happened on Raw this morning, I guess, depending on when you watched it. So,
yeah, this morning, this evening, depending on what time you watched it today, and the whole wrestling weekend has been really good. Crown Jewel, you had Bound for Gloria for TNA, Raw today.
mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that and kind of where things kind of lay or lie in the wrestling. But let's go to Crown Jewel. What did you think of the overall event?
It was one of those that I mean, normally we do our picks, and for some reason we didn't do them this week, which is fine.
Yeah.
I know we kind of talked about it, but
right.
There were some matches that were a God-given conclusion that you knew who was going to win. I knew. I guess maybe I thought. Maybe I'm not the only one, but I didn't think Cody was going to win because he won last year. I was kind of torn between Brock and our Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns match. That turned out to be a pretty decent match. I like how they brought in their Australian football and the little croquet. I don't want croquet. Yeah, the stick. So I mean, overall it was good. It sounds like they had a great week down there for 3 shows sold out. So it's nice to see that they're doing a lot overseas and getting them involved. But yeah, so what did you think?
It was a good event. The first Crown Jewel event outside of Saudi Arabia, which I thought that was interesting. They chose to go that route. And AJ Styles was really good. We'll get to that later. What would you grade it overall?
It's tough because typically when I grade stuff high, it's because there are some shock factors in there, or they put on good matches, and it was torn between who I thought was going to win. I mean, I guess if I really had to think about it, I would say maybe a solid B, maybe B plus. Just the fact that I didn't think there was much shock factor, and going in, I thought some of the matches were predetermined. Just if you watch wrestling, you kind of like, oh, this person's going to win, this person's going to win. I thought Rhea definitely and Sky were going to win, based on the beatings they've been taking. I mean, the 2 matches that were kind of up in there for me was the Roman Reigns match and the women's champion versus champion match. But outside of that, I think everything
Right.
else was just kind of predetermined. I think, but so a solid B. I mean, the action was good.
I would agree. With that, it's how I'd be, and the good thing is ESPN thought that as well. They better than what they gave WrestlePalooza their first event, which I don't blame them for that one. But they gave it a B, and I guess that's an improvement overall. Of whatever series gets like an
Yeah, I'm just looking
plus.
now at a website here. What website is this? Bleacher Report. And yeah, they're giving all the matches. Well, they gave all the matches a B or B plus. They gave the Rollins Cody Rhodes match an A minus. So, but but overall they said about a B plus. So I mean, we're right in the ballpark with them. I mean, I think I honestly think though the moment of the night though, was the fact that when Cena gave the ring announcer a little script, and then it turned out to be
That was cool.
Turned out to be an homage to, or give AJ Styles credit. That's something that would not have worked with heel Cena. I mean, it had to be a face Cena. I'm glad they brought him back to face. But all the
Well, it could.
but
I was going to say it could work. You could pass a note saying, you could make it all heel like.
I mean, and then the moves that they pulled out, I think somebody posted there was like 10 to 12 different tributes to different wrestlers between the both of them. I thought it was cool that they did the Sister Abigail, and then everybody turned on their flashlights and gave a little homage to Bray Wyatt. So
yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like you said, there's like 10 or 12 different wrestling moves from different opponents. They were TNA. You got Cena doing tributes for WWE. Everybody just loved that match.
Well, AJ came out with TNA wrestling gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wore that back in TNA. That was the first time he's worn shorts in WWE. Somebody said so.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So let's get to the matches.
Yeah.
You started out with Bronson Reed going up against Roman Reigns in that Australian street fight there, and Bronson Reed won it, but you had Jimmy and Jay out there trying to help Roman. You had Braun Breaker out there trying to help Bronson Reed. But for Roman and the Usos, it just didn't work out. Roman got frustrated and basically saying, "Don't talk to me till Christmas."
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, watching that, and now knowing what happened today, I think they're kind of scrapping some stuff for Survivor Series that we all thought was going to be happening. So,
or are they?
Changes, I mean, well, yeah, you're right. Who, are they? But no, it was a good match. This one, like I said, could have went either way. Part of me wanted Roman to win, but it's like I kind of like this Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed team and division and stuff like that. So I kind of hope they keep it going for a while. Intent. But no, it was a good match.
WrestleMania, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But I thought it was an okay match to start out. Good way.
Yeah, it was
to kick
definitely
it
a good way to start it off with the street fight. I mean, I guess they could have put the women on, but they put the women on second. But I think it was a good way to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, you did. Had the women go on second. Stephanie back here and Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. It's a bragging rights title. I mean, it's good on your record, but if you last year, in WWE or whatever, still competing, you have to defend it next year.
Yeah.
But Stephanie won it, gave Tiffany her first loss in 2025. Still the champion, though. Stephanie did declare her the first woman in WWE to have 4 different titles in a year. Don't know if that's really accurate, but that's what she's saying, and I thought it was an okay match.
Yeah, no, it was a great match. It was one of those that, like I said, beginning, it was another match that I kind of was unsure which way I wanted to go. I mean, of course, the Minnesota person to me would have loved to see Tiffany win it. But again, both of these girls are hot right now. You could have put on anybody, give each one a W, made it a no disqualification, or you could have made it a no contest because people got interfered. I think people still would have been okay with that. Stephanie wins. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things you just, got to go with it and hope for the best down the road.
Definitely hope for the best. We'll see what happens with both Stephanie and Tiffany come either Saturday night's main event, one of the last, either the final 2 Saturday night's main event, and definitely Survivor Series.
Yep, no, you're exactly right. It's, it'll be one of those things where, I mean, the countdown is to how many more matches does John Cena have? So,
and that kind of leads into the next match, the I guess you can say the phenomenal match that had total nonstop action. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Everybody saying that this was, their favorite, maybe the match of the year candidate. John Cena did win this match, but I think more importantly for a lot of wrestling fans, definitely, won respect for both men out there.
yeah, I mean, I think too. AJ has come out and said 2026 is going to be his last run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the match started off great with Cena paying respects to AJ for his ring announcement. Like we said,
mentioning the Bullet Club and TNA.
TNA, and it's something that AJ will be a part of. I don't know if he's in TNA right now, Hall of Fame, but he definitely will be in both for sure. When that time comes. But yeah, the match. I mean, like we said before, 10 to 12 different moves that pay respects to other wrestlers. The little moment that Cena took to soak in the Bray Wyatt chant and the Fireflies.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a match that I, kind of figured, Cena wasn't going to lose. Great match. Yeah, I would say right now, off the top of my head, I'd probably put it in the top 5 for match of the year. Depending on what other ones are up there, but I mean, it's definitely going to get considerations, not just for other bloggers, but for us. I mean, we do our awards here in a couple months, so definitely it'll be interesting to see where we rank, where we put this match if we pick it as one of our top matches.
I think for everyone that's going to be a part of it, it's going to be in there. Depending on where it's going to be, I don't know, but it's going to be in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is good. I would like to see AJ Styles considering that next year is his last year, and they have that TNA deal. WWE does. Have him go to TNA, win the title, and just kind of put somebody over.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. With the TNA partnership
or a title.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to how they let AJ Styles, walk off, because I do think he deserves. I know they set up a match next week, but I think he deserves a good title run in WWE, and then maybe go and get a TNA title for part of the year for a few months. So it'll definitely be interesting one to see.
Then he can have like 2 retirements, one for WWE, one for TNA.
Yeah. He's. I would say his last match has to be on a TNA pay-per-view. That's where he started. That's the house he built. He's got to end his final match. Well, I'll put in quotations because we know how many final matches there are. But his legit final match, if he is for sure retiring, has to be in TNA.
I wonder if it's possible, and then we'll move on. But I wonder if it's possible to have like a Worlds Collide kind of thing. Make it a WWE event on I guess a TNA pay-per-view special, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe something like that.
I don't know what you're going to do, but I mean, we'll talk about TNA in a little bit, I hope. They just had their big event, Bound for Glory. So that's where I would say that AJ's final match has to be his Bound for Glory around this time. So
next match, you had Io Sky and Rhea Ripley going up against Kairi Sane and Asuka. Io Sky and Rhea won that, but Kairi took the pin.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that like I said, is this match was predictable. I didn't think Rhea and Io were going to lose because they just been getting beat down and sprayed upon. The only way I thought this match could have been different is maybe if Io was setting up Rhea and they're going to be a turn, or you get a returning diva or a wrestler like Liv Morgan, or you have Judgment Day interfere, stuff like that. But they kept it bland a little bit on this one. I mean, Bleacher Report graded a B plus. I'd probably go C plus, E minus.
That's why I didn't have much to say, because it's like, it happened. It had a little build to it, but
this would have been this would have been our Dragon Viper, match and break match or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of was. You could kind of take a breather of all the excitement from what happened with AJ and Cena. So I mean, it was a good match overall, but you can kind of simmer down a little bit. And in the main event, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes for the men's crown jewel championship. A lot of stuff happened in that one. Seth Rollins did win it. He was all happy that he didn't have any help. Technically, he did, just not in a personal sense.
Yeah.
He used the WrestleMania 40 watch that Cody gave him, and I mean, he did use some aid, I guess, but he didn't have any personnel out there. There is a moment in that match, though. Seth Rollins goes for Shane McMahon's coast to coast. No relation to our show. And there's reports that he may have injured his shoulder. I think it was his right shoulder.
Yep.
There's a lot of mystery with that. There's a lot of mystery when it came to Saturday night's main event. Was he really hurt? Was he not? We don't know.
Yeah, that was.
We can assume that he's probably hurt.
Yeah, that is. You can't really believe people nowadays on is he hurt? Is he hurt? Is not hurt? But honestly, it's one of those things too. We'll find out down the road. Because you can only pull that stunt off once in a while, and it can't be the same person pulling it off. So, but we'll definitely see where that rumor goes. So.
We'll definitely see where that goes. But
for the match, I mean, it was a good match. Yes, Rollins won with using a foreign object. Did not get help. So good for him.
Did not get disqualified.
Did not get disqualified. You're right. But yeah, those. I mean, it was a good. I give it an A, like Bleacher Report gave it. Again, it was just it wasn't a blah match, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, this was a match tonight. Because I think that went to I think the match tonight went to Cena and AJ Styles. And I would even say that this is probably maybe the third match because I think the Bronson Reed Roman Reigns was a lot better match too. So
it was. But we'll see how the storyline will go. I thought it was a good match, though.
Yep.
Let's move over to TNA.
Yep.
They had their event. Did you watch highlights?
I did not. I just watched the highlights. Some of the results I couldn't find. I don't want to say I want a free stream service, but just through web pages and stuff, thought maybe somebody was going to stream it and kind of follow along. I didn't have to watch it. I mean, we do watch alongs once in a while too, and do our play-by-play. And that's what I was kind of looking for, but couldn't find nobody. But overall, I mean, it seemed like it was a good match. A lot of people showed up, and So I'm looking at the results right now.
So Steve Macklin won the International Championship against Frankie Kazarian. You had Tessa Blanchard going up against Gia Miller, who was the backstage correspondent, but had somewhat of wrestling experience.
Yeah, she was, if I recall, because they were talking about this when they were here in Minnesota, is she was the one that kind of supposedly got Tessa suspended for something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
you had Deanna Jordan. Go ahead.
Tessa Blanchard won that match. So
yeah. You had Kiana Jordan from NXT defending former WWE wrestler Indy Hartwell in the Knockouts World Championship. You had in a 10-person tag match, the System winning that one. A good match with Leon Slater and Javon Evans of NXT. This was I think it was a 20-minute match.
Yeah.
And then Santino Morello put more time on the clock. But it was thrown out when Dark State took over. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Mike Santana and Trick Williams main evented. Mike Santana took the belt off of Trick Williams he is now your world, your TNA world champion.
Well
Good
deserved.
job.
That guy is a force to be reckoned with. Great talent. Saw him wrestle another guy that I think should get a phone call from some people, Joey Avalon. But yeah, Santana definitely puts on a show. He deserves that big win there.
Kevin's chiming in saying, "How we doing? We're doing good."
Yeah, we're doing good, Kevin. How about them Bears?
Bears knocked off the Commanders.
Oh, did they win? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Let's stay healthy, bud.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. You weren't really having a heart attack. I did it. I got it.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
But I did gloss over a few matches because we're going to go over those. First, we have the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Basically works like a Royal Rumble.
Money in the bank kind of thing.
Yeah. But we had a YouTuber, streamer. No, it's not Logan Paul. But it's BDE, who you guys kind of got to hang out with when you guys went to TNA in Minnesota.
Yeah, it was weird. We talked about it. Me and my son, drive to TNA, and my son's like, "Dad, what if Brandon shows up?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's not a pay-per-view. It's in Minnesota. He's from California. He's not going to show up." And and then poof, we're standing in the merchandise line, turn around, and there he is. So I was stoked. I mean, because we follow him. I'm glad he's getting to follow his dreams, not just covering and doing podcasting, but actually training and becoming a wrestler. Won his first title in the promotion that he is in. Beat AJ Francis. Yeah, I could think of his ring name. The kid can fly. Yeah, the kid can fly. I mean, he pulled out some moves. Kind of hinted to the guy that I know here that runs Midwest All Star Wrestling to kind of see about getting him in, and he's like, "Never heard of him." LOL. It's just like, well, look him up on YouTube. But glad he got his shot. Glad he got his shot with TNA. It would have been cool if he would have won, but too early in that career of his. He'll have a lot of opportunities to come around. Who won it? Frankie.
It was a co-champion.
Yeah, so
it was Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah, and we know Nick Nemeth is former Dolph Ziggler. That was good. Kind of see what they do with that one. The co-champions and how they're going to pull that call your shot out, because you have to have the trophy to call it out, I guess. Because Nick was trying to come out towards the end to call his shot, and then Kazarian jumped the other way to call his shot. But so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that cup, trophy, whatever. Definitely can't wait to talk about the next match so that we left off. And actually,
it was an emotional.
But before we get to that one, I just want to give props to what's her name? Tasha Steele, is that her name? That man,
I believe so. Yeah,
some hits in that 10-person tag on the tacks and rolled around in them, and so props to her. Not saying that the other ladies couldn't have done it if they're in it, but that match, I definitely want to try to find a good YouTube video of that and kind of watch that match from start to finish.
I'm sure TNA will post it on their YouTube and social medias, soon.
No, I'm sorry. It was Alicia Edwards. It was Eddie Edwards' wife. That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
And the match that probably left a lot of wrestling fans in tears. You had the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, going up against Team 3D, Bully Ray, and Devon. We kind of knew what this match would, the outcome of it, I should say. The Hardys did win it. I thought it was cool at the beginning. You had Spike Dudley come out
Yep.
For a little reunion before the match actually started. And then, all heck broke loose with tables, ladders,
Yep.
all that. And I thought what was cool at the end of the match was the Dudleys gave the Hardys their boots. I know normally they set them on the ring saying, hey, we retired. These aren't basically needed anymore. But they handed them off to the Hardys.
Yeah. Now this one, emotionally, from the like you said, Spike Dudley came out. The match was just on fire from the beginning and towards the end. This is another match too. Top of my head, probably could be talked about as match of the year, not just for TNA, but for all of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Definitely a touching moment. Another match that Devon came out and said that this was going to be his last match for sure. So it was one of those. Okay, you knew the Hardys were going to win, possibly. I mean, they could have interference, but to see them definitely take off their boots, and like you said, normally they leave them in the middle of the ring, but they handed them to the Hardys. Hopefully, the Hardys cherishes them, or gives them back to the Dudleys so they can cherish them. But that's definitely a set of boots that if you're a Dudley fan, you're gonna want. So,
well, even if you're a Hardy, Hardy Boys fan, Dudley, Team 3D,
yeah.
I think it was a really good match.
The only thing that would have topped this is if they were able to bring, and I know people were posting that too, that they couldn't have done this match without Christian and Edge, and Christian's tied up with AEW right now, and Edge supposedly free agent. So, but yeah, it would have been nice to see all three of them one last time in the ring, but we got two of the greatest tag teams. I'm not going to consider them the GOAT tag teams because that's a whole different ball of wax we're not going to open up right now.
I think for their time, those two were probably the greatest of all time in that time.
Oh yeah, for this generation, definitely the greatest of all time. Dudley's I would consider probably up there a little bit higher. Just because I think they've held every title that they've been in a promotion with, so so that definitely is something to be proud of for them.
And one or a couple of things I found interesting. One, a day or two prior to that event, I believe the Hardys were House of Glory tag team champions.
Yeah, so they won.
Which is weird.
They won. Yeah. So I saw a clip. So I don't know if somebody was just making a joke, but somebody said that this was going to be for all three titles. But then it just turned out it was just the two titles. And again, it's one of those things. What's that?
I was going to say I was surprised when both were up for grabs. I knew the TN or the. I think the TNA
I got mixed feelings. I don't think the Hardys. I should say deserve to win. I don't think the Hardys needed to win the NXT titles. I think they should have kept them on Dark State, or had them interfere so that the Hardys win by DQ, but doesn't gain the titles.
I think
this match
had
a lot going on. They didn't need both titles for this match.
I think it was the only thing they had left on their to-do list, so to speak.
The Hardys are. I mean, of course, the Dudleys did win them. Okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I just, it didn't bother me that they won them or lost them. I mean,
yeah. it didn't bother me either, but I thought it was a heck of a match.
Yeah.
Like I said, all heck broke loose with ladders and tables and
And that's what you expected. I mean, you definitely
yeah.
expected that to happen.
I didn't hear anything from Busted Open. I might go back and hear it from Bully Ray's perspective on that match, but I'm sure he'll have a lot to say on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll definitely have a lot to say on it.
Definitely. And then you have the I wouldn't say main event show of the week, but it was a heck of a moment, and we'll get to it later. Monday Night Raw. You had the. Do you want to start with the main event?
Dude, we can start all over the place. I don't even think we need to really talk about the matches. I mean,
No,
we
that's
go
what I
through the
mean.
card. No,
Yeah.
we can start at the promo, at the beginning.
Yeah, because it kind of leads up to that.
Yeah.
Because Rollins was talking about what winning that Crown Jewel title was meant to him, and you kind of see Braun Breaker kind of look like, hey, this is a team effort. You're talking like it's all you.
Yep.
And then it comes to the main event. It was for a shot at Seth's World Championship. You had CM Punk, AJ Styles, or CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. Good match overall. CM Punk won it. Now he gets a shot at Seth's World Championship. And then at the end, I believe it was Braun Breaker speared Seth first and then left the group, followed by Bronson Reed and then Paul Heyman.
Yeah, so that the main event was good. Like I said, I don't think the talk is any other matches. I mean, I know, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee will get a tag title shots against Judgment Day. Dirty Dom will face Rusev. But yeah, that turn, I think honestly, I think it was bigger than Cena turning on Cody at WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
It was not. It was not. I mean, you kind of look at it. You see Braun back turned in the corner, but that's what Braun does. I mean, so didn't really think about it. And then when Seth turned to him, and that ball got moving. I mean, I think everybody just turned and they were cheering. So it was just like, are they turning face? Are they turning heel? Or they're going to be like the NWO that they're going to be bad for a while, but then turn out to be good? I mean, but this puts a lot of speculation on all of our takes on what SummerSlam was going to look like, War Games and, stuff like that. Because, I mean, we all had a pencil Seth's team vision with maybe Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk's team versus Roman's team versus, some other team. And now this just puts a whole wrench into things. And, again, we heard that, Seth broke his arm, shoulder.
Yeah.
But again, do we really believe it? I mean, they've pulled that wool over our head once before. So, but so it'll be interesting to see where this story goes, see where Seth goes, see what they build from this. Because now if he's going to be out for a while, now you got to do a tournament or some kind of title defense to get that title off of or Seth to put on somebody else. So it'll be interesting, like I said, to see where that goes. And, maybe Survivor Series changes, I don't know. I know it threw my bingo card away on my plan of SummerSlam if I was promoting it. So, but I don't know what you guys thought. we'll get back to Chris. He must have something going on. But
No, I'm good.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
Chris, I mean, what do you think? I mean, because like I said, we've talked about
Mm.
Summer Cycle, what we think War Games is going to be like, and now
Yeah.
this throws a whole wrench into everybody's plans. I mean, except for Triple H, because we know Triple H always has a backup plan.
It does. And then I got a thought on, or I got a question about Triple H for you
Yeah.
here in a little bit. But it does throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into things. Like you said, though, Triple H has backup plans, and then he has backup plans of backup plans,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's good. That's good strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be a fun ride. I think leading up to Survivor Series that we haven't seen in
It's
a while.
definitely a fun ride because, I mean, they definitely thrown the wool over our eyes plenty of times, and now, to break up those guys or split them away from Seth Rollins. Everybody, I would bet if everybody put money on Seth Rollins having a team at Survivor Series War Games, just lost that bet because we all thought it was a bar or gone given collusion that the Vision was going to be part of, and they still could be a different version of them, but we all had our thoughts on what it was going to look like.
Yeah, and I think I did hear something about Roman's going to be a part of War Games.
Yeah,
So he's automatically in there.
Yeah, I mean that's something too. I mean, you got to figure Brock Lesnar's going to be part of War Games. You got to figure Roman. You got to figure the Usos, CM Punk. There's so many ways now. They've opened it up that it's just like where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
What
like
you
you said.
what you could
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's one of those things where, like you just said, Triple H has a plan B upon plan C upon plan D. You probably got one for each of the alphabets. You just never know what's going to happen come tomorrow.
Hmm. Now, what would be fun, I think you could do is how many is it usually? 4 to 5 people in War Games?
Yeah, it depends on. It seems like it depends on what they want. I think it's typically. I think the last couple of years it's been 4. It was always designed to be 4. So
what you could do is winning team, because say Seth is not involved, you need a new champion.
Yep.
Winning team of 4 competes on Raw for a shot at the vacant championship in the fatal
That's a
four-way.
possibility. You just like right now. I could even write a thought of how I would do. I mean, just hope that if Seth's actually injured this time, that it's a legit injury and we're not getting swerved. So
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Triple H? I know it's been a couple years since he's taken over. A lot of people are saying like this is a cool down time. He's not really, I guess booking for the fans or whatever. But a lot of people have mixed emotions on what's going on with WWE.
yeah, they've had. I mean, it's been 2 years. Everybody's got their opinions and mixed emotions, and some people like change, some people don't like change. A lot of people have been asking for Vince to step down. He steps down. People are complaining about it. Honestly, I think it's tough because there's been moments where it's just like, dude, what are you thinking? I mean, some of the releases that they've done that they brought back and released again. Why are you doing that? Some of the matches they put on, you know, some of the been bangers and some have been duds, and it's just like that. I mean, the Cena thing, turning heel didn't work out for whatever reason. They went and changed them back right away. A couple months into it, I should say. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I mean, for the 2 years that he's been in charge, grade wise, I still think I can't really grade it because it's been 2 years, and they're really the only company out there, and but I think the partnership with TKO is good. I think the partnership with AAA is good. I like what they're doing with TNA. So it's one of those where it's not fully incomplete, to see what it does down the road. But I mean, right now he really doesn't have nothing to compete against because I mean AEW ain't strong enough to compete with them. So you can throw out some bangers, and then you go on a dry spell where you're just okay. Let's just throw out these mid-level matches and to get our superstars healthy for a big run. I mean, so and typically they do take some time off here during the end of the year to get healthy, and stuff like that, and get ready for the Rumble and get ready for WrestleMania season. So, but overall, I think he's done a good job. I like the new ideas that he's come out with and storylines and so yeah,
I,
I wouldn't say it's incomplete, but I can't really give it a good letter grade,
yeah.
you know, on his because everything's doing good right now. I mean, NXT's doing good, TNA's doing good, Raw and SmackDown, of course, are doing good. They're going overseas, which okay, you might be going overseas a little bit more, but money talks, and we know what
Right.
walks. So, um,
Yeah.
you know, uh, we'll see what WrestleMania does overseas. I think that's going to be his big stepping stone right there. I know it's WrestleMania, um, and I know it's in Saudi Arabia, um, right? It's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Chris?
This year,
This year's
this
in
year's
Vegas.
Vegas, and then next year will be Saudi.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's another thing too. I mean, you got back-to-back shows in Vegas, with WrestleMania. Now you're going overseas. So I think these next 2 years are going to determine if the fans are really buying into what he's selling, or if they're just buying in because it's wrestling and this is what we've
And,
done.
a- and now you got Australia biting at the bit to get WrestleMania. They're
Yeah,
chanting,
of
"We
course,
want
another place
Mania."
I would probably get it before Minnesota does. I mean, you know, um, it's one of those things where I know I saw some reports that they're thinking about doing, you know, Vegas every couple of years and doing overseas in between, and then going to New Orleans, and
Well,
so
Indianapolis still needs one. New
yeah,
Orleans needs one.
yeah, Minnesota
Minnesota
needs one.
needs one.
So it's one of those things where it's just we'll see. I do think this is kind of like when Vince brought the WrestleMania idea out there. His dad laughed at him. This is kind of what I'm not saying Triple H is getting
Yeah.
laughed at, but I think it's one of those where
No, but
Triple H has got to show that this is going to be a moneymaker. Because if it
yeah,
doesn't
because
succeed overseas, who's to say how WrestleMania is going to turn out? He's got to have a good card. And again, who knows what the world's going to be like in 2 years? Do people really want to travel over there? I mean, there's a lot riding on this WrestleMania for the whole world to get it into their country. So I'm kind of
the
intrigued to
thing
see
is,
what the card's going to look like.
the thing is too, and we saw it with New Orleans, is
Uh-huh.
that it can be taken away in a blink of an eye. You know,
Yep. Oh
I mean,
yeah.
one
Yeah.
minute they have it, but the next they could be like,
Well,
well,
look
they
at
don't want it
Minnesota.
anymore.
We're supposed to have the first 2-night SummerSlam, and they took that away from us, and gave it to whoever
Yeah.
this year. So
Yeah, they
know,
gave it to New York, New Jersey.
yeah. So, but
But I mean, Triple H is doing good. I think you're gonna
yeah,
have some cold moments, and not every
yeah,
show is gonna be like really good.
you're definitely going to have a cold streak. I mean, not everybody's going to be 100% rah 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 every time. Um, but that's the way wrestling is. The
Yeah,
wrestlers, as much as they want to go, and I can't speak for them because I'm not a wrestler, but being a sports person, you're gonna have days that I'm just gonna go out there and do the motions. As much as I want to give them 100%, I just can't right now. You know, but outside of that, they'll be there. I mean, wrestlers still be around. And they'll pick it up. I mean, you can't have banger after banger every night. Just like working at a casino or going to the casino. You
yeah,
can't win every night, but you hope to break even. You know,
and also too, if you know you're not gonna win, you're not playing. If you know you're not gonna win a match, you're not in the match.
yeah, exactly. So, you know,
But
but
I was
definitely,
just curious because everybody's like, it's not as
yeah,
good as
I've
what it
been
was
involved.
2 years
Need
ago,
to-
and
Triple H needs to go, and you need to bring in.
yeah,
Uh,
just like I still like it, you know.
yeah.
But with that, well, what do you think of some of the releases? We're we going to go over that. Like Wesley got released, a
Yeah,
couple
that one,
Evolved talents.
and I say it every time too. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that if I'm AEW, I'm going after, or even
TNA.
indies. Well, TNA, is it really jumping ship if side with TNA if they have a partnership with WWE? But AEW. I mean, as much as I keep saying that AEW needs to build their brand, build their own talent and stuff like that, which they do, but you need to make a splash. You need to bring in Karrion Kross, Wesley, Braun Strowman, guys like that. That if you think they have potential, Karrion Kross, I'm still dumbfounded they got released. Same with Wesley, So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Rich
Wesley, I think
Holland
that
got
was Wesley.
released. Rich
Yeah,
Holland got
Ricardo,
released
I
earlier,
mean, I'm
but
not.
he's injured.
Yeah, so that one didn't shock me too much. They haven't really done nothing with them, really. I mean, they tried to make him a heel, it didn't work. Um, tried to make him run on his own, didn't work. So, but
Yeah,
yeah. So,
but hopefully there's no more releases right now.
yeah, hopefully, but you never know,
Yeah.
but
But with that, any final thoughts before we head out?
oh, just another great MAW weekend. Went to their one of their shows leading up to Grand Slam. Had a lot of matches had a lot of matches that you know are going to play factors into Grand Slam, which was great entertainment. Got the contract signing of a bull rope match, so that was kind of cool. Definitely can't wait for it. Can't wait to review it with you guys on November 2nd
Yeah.
or 3rd because it'll be November 1st. Kevin's going to be there with me. So trying to reach out to some guys to see if we can get them to come on and talk about it. Nothing, they've been busy. So, but with that being said, just keep checking us out all week long.
That's right. We will be here all week. Show subject to change, but we have a lot of great shows. And we will definitely be back for another edition of Between the Ropes, covering everything in professional wrestling that we can. Uh, because there's a lot going on, especially going down the road to Survivor Series and seeing his last couple matches and appearances and all this stuff. So it should be fun. Stay with Coast to Coast. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Have a great one.
Peace.